Good night, everyone, and welcome to the Saving Lives campaign. My name is Desmond Crockwell. I'm the director of Youth Vision Promotions, and I am also a father. That's my first and foremost responsibility. So, shout out to my son who may or may not be watching, but I want to welcome him all the time and let him know that Daddy loves him. Now, tonight we are going to continue the conversation about our Male Empowerment Network Forum that we are having at the Bermuda College on Sunday, August the 16th. It is a free event. We're offering free food, and we need brothers to come out so that we can have these round table discussions and conversations, interaction, building relationships so that we men can empower one another. 2 weeks ago, we started this conversation about mental health and the issues that men face, boys face in today's society, in today's environment, and the different traumas that people deal with that they may never have dealt with, so that it comes out in their actions. And if it's not being dealt with, if trauma doesn't get dealt with at a young age, then we will show up as an adult. Last week, we sat down with our brother, cousin, Mr. Iman Gibbons, and I want to thank him for his platform last week as we did the StreamYard platform. And I want to thank Iman Gibbons for allowing us to be in his space and to sit down with him and have the conversation about education, especially when it comes to young men that find themselves outside of the mainstream education. We know that a lot of boys are good with their hands, and so therefore they may struggle academically when it comes to certain tests and certain exams that they are being asked to perform. And so with that, we find a lot of boys in particular that may not excel academically when it comes to paperwork and research and writing and typing. However, when it comes to using their hands, when it comes to using their creativity, when it comes to using logics, there's a lot of special, intelligent young people, both men and women, boys and girls, that are benefits to Bermuda. So who educates those that find themselves on the outside of the mainstream education? And what success looks like to one person may not be successful to another person. So if one person excels with their hands, they are still successful. They are still successful. And so we want to thank Iman for his involvement in young people's lives that find themselves outside of the mainstream education. It's important that we save our young boys in particular. We've seen within the last week, there was a reported shooting at Montiel. The ages of the young men, the ages of the victims was 15 and 16 years old. And we should let that sink in. We saw a lot of criticism when it comes to these 15 and 16-year-olds. But tonight we're going to talk about mentorship. Who is there to mentor our young boys? Who is there to listen to our young boys? Tonight we're only here for half an hour. I promise that this 8:30 will definitely out of here tonight. But we're going to have a serious conversation about who is there to mentor our young boys. It's no secret that our boys need guidance. Many of our young boys, not everyone, but many of our young boys, they need mentorship. They need someone that has been in situations that they made it out of, that they can share their experiences with those coming behind them. Who is mentoring our young boys? Tonight, we're going to take a quick look at the definition of mentorship. What exactly is a mentor? Why do boys need mentorship? Who is qualified to mentor? The truth is that everyone, anyone can be a mentor. You that's watching this, whether it be now or whether it be following up, you are a mentor. You can be a mentor to someone. And we're encouraging you to be a mentor to our boys. The unofficial definition of a mentor is one, and I'm written it down here. I took different definitions from different resources, and here is an explanation of what a mentor is. A mentor is an experienced individual who advises and guides those that are coming behind them who have less experience. Let that sink in. A mentor is a person that has been through something that can help someone who is less experienced. So that means that every single one of us can be a mentor. And our young boys need us. Our young boys need us. I've had a lot of men, grown men, contact me and say to me, Desi, I want to help, but I don't know how to help because I'm still doing a lot of ignorance. I've had guys tell me, Desmond, I want to help. But let me tell you something. You that are still caught up in the ignorance, you can be a mentor. You can be a mentor. You have to use your experience to help those coming behind you to make better decisions. No, if you've never done anything wrong in your life, if you've never sold a drug, if you've never done anything disrespectful, if you've never, disrespected a woman, I'm talking to men. I'm talking to men, right? If you've never done anything wrong in your life, then how can you be a mentor? Mentorship is for people that keep it real. Mentorship is for people that have been through stuff that can help a young person. And this is a woman as well as a man, because women have been through heck and high water. I want to say to hell and high water, that they actually use their experiences to help young girls coming behind them. There were some ladies that are walking around in Bermuda that have been through so much stuff in their lives that they want to help someone that's coming behind them. You are a mentor. I had a brother in England named Jokoy Bowers. It's a little brother of mine. He hit me up one day and said, Desmond, I admire what you're doing with your talk shows. I want to do that as well. I want to help someone coming behind me. I'm a rebel, I'm gangster, I'm this, I'm that, and I want to help someone coming behind me. So my suggestion is to him and to the audio court, and I bring his name up because I care about him. I used to feed him when he was younger. He's a rebel. I'm proud of how far he's come. So my encouragement is, do it. Just do it. Don't worry about what people's going to say about you, because he said to me, but I'm still doing this and I'm still doing that. My brother, to all of the brothers that are out here, to all the coys, let me tell you something. You are valuable. You can help someone. Our young boys need you. They need us. They need people that can keep it real with them. The number one benefit of sharing your story is that you build trust with a young person. If you walk around thinking you've never done anything wrong and you're criticizing everybody and you're throwing stones at everybody and you're ready to chop somebody down because they've done something that you haven't done, how can you help someone that is going through a traumatic experience if you've never been through anything, if you act like you've never been through anything. How many of us are willing to share our negative stories with these young people to let them know that I am real? I am real. A young person will listen to someone that they can relate to. They will listen to someone that they can relate to before they listen to someone that they cannot relate to. Not saying that a person that's never done ignorance can't help someone. That's not what I'm saying. What I said is the young person that is at risk can relate to an older person who has been through some sort of experiences in order to help the young person coming behind them. How many of us have been through something that can help someone else? How many of us have made it through stuff that we can use our experiences to help someone that's coming behind us? Our young boys, they need mentors. They need people that are real with them, that are honest with them, that are open with them. Trust is the main issue when it comes to building relationships with our young boys. If they can't trust you, and I said this here before, I learned this saying, and I want everybody to listen to this. Just hear me out. Listen to this. Progress moves at the speed of trust. Let that sink in. Progress moves at the speed of trust. If a person don't trust you, then we're not going to go that far. If a person trusts you, then we will see progress. We want to see progress with our young boys. Who can they trust? Can they trust you to be real with them? Can they trust you to be honest with them? Can they trust you to be open with them? Women that have gone through stuff in their lives, can a young lady trust you when it comes to telling your story? Can a young lady trust you when it comes to being honest and open? Listen, sweetheart, I have been through some stuff that I made it through, and it was this that helped me to get to where I am. I am going to help you because I have been through stuff. For us that think that we're perfect, our children are perfect, we're perfect, we ain't never done nothing wrong, how can we help someone if we have never been through anything in our lives? The truth is, us that have been through stuff, we are mentors. You are a mentor. I read in the online, my brother Trevor Lindsay, he made a post that said, your mama can't help you, you should shut up when you're doing time or whatever, and got 1,000 likes. The truth is, for some guys in jail, they only have their mama helping them. Their friends are distant. Your girlfriend's distant. Your friends probably trying to get on your girlfriend's case. Your girlfriend's moved on about you. Some of them don't have their datas around. If you got children, your children's only going to come visit you for so long. If I ask my brother Lindsay, how many times your children visit you when you was in jail? I bet you can count it on one hand. If I ask you how many times your mom helped you out, I guarantee it's a little bit more than one hand. Because the truth is, some of our boys, the only person that they have checking for them, the only person that they have looking out for them, the only person that they have helping them when they're in jail, put money on the commissary, coming to visit them to make them feel that they're still loved, is the mothers. Some men, boys, they don't have the daddies. The mama's the only one around. They need male mentorship. They need people that are real with them, honest with them, open with them. So if you're a person that you know you can help and you want to help, make that first step. This is to all my brothers out here and to my sisters for the young leaders. But in particular, for this forum that we're going to coming up to our men, our brothers, listen to me, our young boys need us. If a 15-year-old and 16-year-olds being shot, when they get to hospital, the parents have to be called because they're probably on the parents' insurance. The parents have to be called. Who is being showing up for them? Mama. Mama. Men, brothers, we need to step up when it comes to mentoring our young boys. They need us. That's not a joke. They need us. They need us. What is a mentor? A mentor is a person. Let me show you a mentorship is. Because I was mentored when I was young, and I'm only going to share my experience real quick. I was mentored by Herbie Bascom. Understand why Herbie was so interested in mentoring boys. Mentoring them. Protect them away from certain things that he knew is damaging out there. Herbie would take me up his house, Carla Bascom and Herbie Bascom, as you not knew, Carla Fogel at the time, they'd take me up the house and reason with me. If I needed clothes, they give me some clothes. I needed food, they give me food. Need a place to stay for the night, they'll do it with never clothes. How many of us, men, are willing to go the extra mile for children that are not ours? We all see on social media, men, boys, women, we put up pictures of our children. We're proud of our children, the accomplishments of our children. We're not running our children down on social media. We're not criticizing them when they do wrong. But let it be that little child next door. Our child could do this. And I've seen this so many times. Our child gets in trouble. The first thing we're doing is blaming their friends. Well, it's because of my son's friend. That's why he's like this. He's being influenced by so-and-so. He's being influenced by so-and-so. Well, who is influencing your child as an adult? Where is the man that says, I am going to take interest in a child that's not mine, and I'm going to sit down and have these conversations with him? Nephew, I've been arrested. I've been locked up. There are many people look at me and say, I never thought that you done this. I never thought you never done this. You never done that. Well, let me sit you down and tell you my story. So that way you got a better understanding of why Desmond Crockwell mentors young men. Because the stories that I don't tell the public are the stories that I share with the people that I help. They know me better than the brethren that I'm sat around with for years. Because I'm willing to talk to these young men about what it is Desmond's been through, how Desmond got out of it, who did Desmond run to for advice. As an adult, I ran to, and I'm going to name a couple of the men that I used to go to conversate with after I've been through some stuff. I've done things that mama's not proud of. But if it wasn't for the help of the Gary Woods, Gary Lynch, Pastor Dean Smith at one time, my mentor now, my spiritual father, Dean Frederick. If it wasn't for my stepfather at one time, Erskine Trott, these are men. These are men that I had to go and talk to and spend time with and be open with and be honest about. And then they shared some stuff with me that most people wouldn't even know about. They shared some stuff with me that most people wouldn't even know about. Because they realized in order for me to trust them, they had to be real with me. I had a conversation with a professional about a month ago. And I said to him, I said, listen, you guys are behind the desk. How can you reach these young men on the streets? And the professional said to me, well, if you can get them in here, then I'll be able to help them. And I said, well, how has that been working? He said, it hasn't been working. How can that work? You have to get from behind your desk and you're going to take a walk along the hood in the woods so that they can trust you. Who do our young people trust if we're all throwing stones, if we're all criticizing? Who are our young people trusting? Can they trust you to be honest with them about what you've been through? Are you willing to open up to a younger person so that way they understand just how genuine you really are? We need mentors. Our boys need men to come along and reason with them because they're getting shot at 15, 16 years old. A lot of us have already wrote their little children who are 15 years old. When we changed our lives at 25, 35, 45, 55, people still changing their lives, changing their habits at an older age. So it's never too late for a 15-year-old. It's not too late for a 16-year-old. And I heard people say all the time, get to the young ones because it's too late for the 20-year-old. You got people that come off of drugs at 50 years old and change their lives. Don't tell me a child at 15-year-old can't change their life. As T says, as Nicole T says her, right? If a 15-year-old gets shot, the first thing we're gonna do, we're judging them. They trust us at doing that. We start getting all up in that business. We haven't even shared our story yet. 90% of the people don't know your story. 99% of the people that you hang around, they don't even know your story. They don't have a clue what you've been up to before you got around them and what you got to deal with after you leave them. A lot of them don't know what home life is like. A lot of them don't know what it's like as you know, when you was growing up. A lot of people don't know your story. Remember this here, and this is a word of wisdom from the book of wisdom. As a man thinketh, so is he. My son is a testament to that. Exactly. It's never too late for a child person to change. Never too late. But who's going to help them along the journey of transition? Who's going to help these young boys during their time of transition? We could just leave it be and allow things to get worse. We could just leave things the way they are and no one gets help. It gets worse and we start criticizing the more, our voices get louder and louder and louder. And then we start hearing gunshots in our neighborhoods. And then we got to watch our own children. We can allow this to spiral out of control. Or we can work together to help these young people, boys and girls. Someone has to mentor our boys. We are calling for men that are real. We're not calling for no fake men. We're not calling for nobody that's a confident smile in somebody's face and they're chatting behind their back. We're calling for men that are real. We're calling for men that know what it's like falling down and having strength to get up. Because our young people, some of them have fallen down, they need a hand in getting up. In today's time, and this is generally, in today's time, people, adults, not even children, people are dying at a younger age. We're getting sicker at a younger age. We got all sorts of mental health problems at young ages. There's stress in households. Parents stressful. We know there's financial stress going on. There's the air that we breathe in is contaminated. So we're getting sicker at a young age. The food that we're eating is processed. So we're getting sicker at a younger age. Really, we're getting sicker at a younger age. So even when it comes to parents that are got it all together, good jobs and all that, we're struggling with our health. Struggling with our health because of the food we're eating. Which means that our children are coming up underneath households in which parents are not even stable, healthy, physically struggling with health, mentally struggling with health, financially struggling. So it's easy for us to say, well, when I came up and when I was this and when I was younger, things were a little bit easier. Things were a little bit easier. Trust me, I was born in the 70s. Things were a little bit easier. Things were a little bit easier if we're going to be real. Now our parents got to work 2 jobs. They got 3, 4 children. It's stressful. So even the young man that's got a mama and daddy at home, they may need help because daddy is sick from working. Daddy not home because he's got to work. Mama's sick because of the things that she's eating, the things that she's breathing in. There's a lot of sickness going around. And our children are coming up in these households. So we can't compare for when I was younger and things were better. You know why? Because somebody probably stayed at home while somebody else went to work. Now, both parents are going to work. Ain't nobody home that's really taking care of each other. Children are raising themselves. Social media is raising them. TV is raising them. And we know that social media has allowed any and everything to be infiltrated into these children's minds. They're promoting anything on social media. So even the children that have parents, we're blaming parents, not realizing parents are sick, not realizing that parents have to work and they're not home physically. They have to work. Because if they don't work, then guess what happens? There's another homeless story that we're overlooking. And I tell you now, a hungry man is an angry man. There are children that are going to school hungry because parents are struggling to put food on the table. Parents are struggling. And it's not a joke. We think that blaming mama and daddy is going to fix the situation. How about we sit down as mentors and talk to these children about what they're going through? Talk to some of the parents. How can we support you? Some children just need a lift to school because if they don't get a lift to school, then they're late to school every morning. And then they're getting suspended. They're getting in trouble. Not realizing that the child just needed a lift to school. And we're driving across that child in our car with our children in the backseat. So who's going to put their hand up and say that I am willing to help someone that's not my child? Because we're all bragging about our children. And all of us, you look at social media, we're all bragging about our children. But who is mentoring that child that needs help, that has so much potential? That child that is good with their hands. But they didn't pass the academic test. So guess what happens to them in school now? In school, they feel ousted. Because nobody's taking the time out to sit down with this young man and mentor this young man. Oh, too busy. I mean, how many of us said, we're too busy to mentor? We're too busy to help. I'm too busy. Okay, so imagine that other parent then that's too busy. They can't be there for their child. Now that child's raising themselves. People, it's about 8:30 already. Time's up already. I'm pleading with men to come out and have these real conversations about how we can help each other's children. Stop this nonsense about it's not my child. Stop this nonsense about it's someone else's fault. Stop the nonsense, because shooting is getting closer to home for some of us, and the children are getting younger. That's a fact that they're getting younger. But the younger they are, the earlier the intervention. The younger they are, it's time that we get into their lives in a positive way and help our young men to make better decisions for those that are making the wrong decisions. You are a mentor. You that's watching, I guarantee you that you have been through something in your life that you're not willing to put on social media. You're not willing to tell the world what you've done. But you can throw stones at somebody else that done something that you haven't done. Young girls too, yeah, they need guidance system. Exactly. Young women, girls need mentors. They need women that have done things in their lives that they have learned from. Because if you've never done anything in your life, you can't mentor no one. If you're one of them that's just into throwing things, but look at him, here's this, and here's a coward, and here's this, and here's a punk, and here's this, here's that. If you're one of them here, you can't help nobody. You can't help nobody. You're not. You can't help nobody. The one that says, I can identify, I can relate to that. I almost went to jail. I almost died. I was willing to take a man's life. I have been caught up on drugs. I have been to jail. I have done this. You are the ones. You are the one. You ever sold drugs before? Then you're the one that can help. You. I'm calling out to you. Our young boys need mentors. Our girls need mentors. I'm pleading with you all to put your hand up, close our mouths. Stop looking on social media for something to criticize. Everybody's got an opinion about someone else's story. But the minute someone talks about you, you're ready to fight, argue, get defensive, all that type of nonsense. Use your life as a testimony to help someone else. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Thank you to Iman for this platform. Again, has allowed me to come into the studio and to set up. As you can see, I want to thank Ms. Carla Emery, who is a school teacher, an art teacher, for the artwork that you see behind us. I want to thank Iman Gibbons, who is an educator, a mentor. Brothers and sisters, and particularly brothers, because we're dealing with this Male Empowerment Network Forum. August the 16th, Sunday, at Bermuda College, from 12 to 6. We need men to come around the round table and be real. I know that there's young men that need help. I can tell you there's young men that need help. I have honestly mentored a lot of young men. Share my story. Take them and sit up. Go and play cricket. Go and play football. Put on no football tournaments. Put on no cricket tournaments. So I know it works. I know it works. There was a time where I didn't even want to say this publicly, right? But I'm going to share it because God says to confess your sins to one another. There was a time where I sold a lot of bear, sold a lot of action pills, and watched a lot of money. I used that same money to go buy trophies, go buy medals, go and rent fun castles from Dean Smith, Barney, out Iraq, and put on football tournaments out of dirty money. And then I had to share this with somebody years later. The youths that they never knew where I got the money from. They just knew that you was always safe. They didn't even know where you got the money from. It was years later they had to tell them, listen, I had to do some dirt. I had to do dirt in order to reach somebody else. But I had to share that. I had to share that with them. The same young men are now mentoring others. They're not doing dirt. These guys are working jobs and coaching cricket at Day Club, coaching football at Hamilton Parish. I had my little cousin Aaron call me one time and say, listen, Kazi, and this is a gangster. This is a guy, and I'm letting you know because I'm going to show you how Jacoy and Aaron, how these two ended up at it over a sow film. Two young men that I mentored. I used to feed them both when they was younger, check for them both when they was younger. Two grown men, gangsters. Jacoy calls me, I'm inspired by your this. Aaron calls me, I'm inspired by the way you treat your son. I watch you, man, sacrifice everything. I watch you this, I watch you do that here. And then these two get at it over a sow film, the most pettiest thing that you can even argue over. Guess who? Guess who had to put the water on the fire? Guess who had to get between them? The one that they respect. The one that they respect. Guarantee you that you as a mentor can stop a gangster. Whether you believe it or not, you can stop a gangster. I promise you that, dear. If you're real with them. If you're real with them. You can stop gangsters from shooting somebody if you are real with them. If you have that relationship, if the respect is there. You don't gain that respect overnight, you gain it over time. I watched these two get ready to argue and fight, and they would go there. They would go way overboard over a South film. They both got children, families, they brag about it, they go the gangsters, they both brag about gangsterism and all this nonsense over a South film. That's how quick these guys can switch up. Over a South film. Until someone that they both respect comes along and says, brothers, listen to me. It's not worth it. You have children that you have to take care of. You have children y'all got to take care of. Focus on that, dear. Because that guy over there don't care about your children. That guy over there don't care about your children. Who are you willing to mentor? Who are you willing to reach out to? If you've ever been through anything in life, you have qualified to being a mentor. And I encourage you, I challenge you, I motivate you, I support you, however word you want to call it, to get out there and reach someone that you know can use your help. Brothers and sisters, I say thank you very much for joining us. It's going 8:30 already. We love you all. We'll be back next week, Lord willing. I encourage you between now and then to find one young person that's not your child. It could be a niece, it could be a nephew, it could be a little cousin. Hug that little person, hold that person, reason with that person, go the extra mile for that person. And I guarantee you would see a difference in the way that they think about themselves. Because it starts with the way that they think about themselves. Jacoy was coming to this nonsense about he's a gangster and all this weird stuff. I tell him, not wrong me. That little boy that I used to mentor. I used to feed you and toy on you. You're not that wrong me. Carls, that's what they call you? You're not that wrong. I've never called you Carls in my life. That's what your gangster brethren call you. Not me. I don't call you that, dear. I don't call you that, dear. You're my little brother. You're my little cousin. Until you start thinking that you're going to compete with me, then I'm going to separate. Jacoy, you start thinking, I'm going to big cousin, you saw and the young guys that talk about jail and all that. Ask them. Ask the young guys here. Who did you look up to? Sorry, who are you mentoring? Who are you mentoring? Because we know that you've been through stuff. Use it to help someone else, brethren. Because your experiences, you guarantee, qualifies you to be a mentor to the young ladies and girls that have been through hell and high water, the done the pack of ignorance, they came out of it, the knowledge survivors, the soldiers. Who are you mentoring to stop the next young girl from going out here and disrespecting herself because she's looking for love, or because data's not there, or because she needs money, or because she's pretty and she's being used? Who are we mentoring? Who are we helping out to make sure that they don't make the same mistakes that I made? How did you come out of it? What made you wake up? What was the determining factor? Because you can help someone else. I send love to everyone that's in my voice. I send love to you that's watching now, those that are coming up later. Let me tell you, I love cousin Jacoy. I love my little cousin, man, and they know that, dear. But I'm not going to watch these two waste their lives fighting each other over self-thing. But I know that they both have a level of respect. They have a level of respect for someone that used to mentor them. I know that they will respect you if you take out time to mentor them. I know that, dear. Peace to everybody. I'll talk to you next week. You are a mentor. Remember that, dear. Someone looks up to you, and you might not even know it. You might not even know who looks up to you. Somebody looks up to you. I guarantee you that, yeah, if you're being positive. Remember this here. The last words. I said this 2 weeks ago. A gangster looks up to the people that are straight. They might be influenced by the other gangsters, but you can guarantee that they look up to someone that's not a gangster. And I said this the other day on one of the social media things. Let me tell you something. Life is always better outside of prison. No matter what the conditions are like, jail is no hotel. Man and man have to keep it real with these guys. Jail is no hotel. In a hotel, you got to order the food you want. You got a key to your room. You got to come and get you like. You got somebody make up your bed for you. You got to. Jail is not a hotel. And when we keep it real with our young men and women, there's nothing to glorify. You're eating with a spork. You're surrounded by old men. Half them guys deal with watching you. They'll do you something in a heartbeat outside. But you're all of a sudden getting along inside. That's the realness. That's the realness. Who will be mentoring? I challenge you over the next week to keep it real with somebody about what you've been through. Because that's the way they're going to learn. That's what a mentor is. One that can relate the personal and professional experiences with someone who's less experienced. Remember, with age comes wisdom. You are old enough to know the right choices to make. And you're old enough to know where the wrong choices will get you. Let's not glorify the nonsense. And then when it happens to our children, all of a sudden thinking it's nonsense. Let's not glorify this here. Let's not glorify this here. Let's not criticize without understanding. Why do you think a 15-year-old is out there glorifying nonsense? Ask yourself that here. You have the answer within you. You know why these young people are glorifying nonsense. We're talking about the little youths in our neighborhood. Some of them are in our families. Some of them are our children. You know why children are glorifying nonsense? Because there's a time where we glorified the nonsense. There was a time where we didn't care about the next person. There was a time we didn't care about our own lives. What changed you? Where did you make that change? What woke you up? Who influenced you to be a better person? When you think about a mentor, think about the characteristics that they have. What is it about the mentor that you admire? What is it about the mentor that you admire? Because you are now that person. Someone admires you. Believe it or not, someone admires you, and they admire what you've overcame. They admire how you carry yourself. They admire the things that you have been through, and you've overcome them. They admire your strength, your mental strength. They admire the way that you are as a parent. They admire, and they wouldn't even tell you this yet. Somebody's watching you. Even Sister Daniela, even sister, and much love to Daniela, much love. Even to my mama, much love to you. Much love to everyone, to cousin Shaq, much love. Me and Shaq all my life since we guys are children, and I was on Davin Chirac every weekend, you know. So again, as we get out of here, it's going 8:30. I see at 8:30, it's now 8:45. Self-reflection. Everyone here is a mentor. I challenge you to take up the armor and go and help someone over next week. Lord willing, we'll see you next week here, Monday night at 8 o'clock. Remember to tell someone. You're going to see about it more. Lord willing, we're going to have more promos and whatnot going on. August the 16th, be the change you want to see. It starts with us. T, I call you T, but everybody sees Nakul. To T, evening, April, evening, Kazi, evening, my dear. Much love to you and sending love to Sini, Kazi Sini. You know, that's family. Tiana's son and I our sons were in the same class. So there was a time where Jaden, would come with us. And there was a time where my son would go run over Tiana's, Nakul, I keep saying T, over Nakul's shot. Because we understood that your child is my child. When he's around me, I got to treat that child like it's my own. We love our children. We brag about our children. Can we do the same with your neighbor? Can we do the same with that little boy over there that we know is getting in trouble? Are you going to take him with you and your child when you go to the football game? Are you going to take that child with you to the beach? Are you going to take that child with you to cut match, to Cunningham? Are you going to take that real child with you while you're reasoning with that child and depositing with that child? Blessed, blessed, blessed desire. Blessed, blessed nephew. We are mentors. And I'm going to wrap this up. It's late. And I appreciate big cousin Iman. Everyone's child is mine. Exactly, exactly, my sister. Our children's tree is different paths, but I stuck to the wicked. Give mine and don't ever give up. Don't ever give up, T. Don't ever give up. You know what I mean? Because your son is valuable. Not just to you, but to this country. Your son has potential to this country. Your son is going to be somebody's father one day. Lord willing, he'll be someone's father, sister. Your son has a testimony. He's been through licks. He's been through licks. Let me make that clear. I'll tell anybody, your son's been through licks, and he will use those licks to help someone else. Believe that. Nothing is in vain, sister. Don't give up on your child. Someone else has to step in and help out Tiana's child. Because that boy is valuable to this country. Every single one of us are valuable. I don't care what anyone says about you. They know this much about your whole story. I don't care if it's the person that lives next to you. They don't know what's going on in your house when they're not there. Use your testimony to help another child coming behind you. Peace, everybody. The minute he started making those changes, his so-called friends started dropping back. Read that, people. Read that here. See, I want to get out of her, but I'm not going to get out of her yet because Tiana is speaking facts. When you are at your lowest, that's when you know who your friends are. T from South Carolina. Much love, D, man. You know that to D English, man. D is in South Carolina. Again, I tell everybody we've been in college like 25, over 20, close to 30 years ago now. I ain't seen Theo in a good 27, 8 years, something like that. I haven't seen my brother Theo. And so much love to Theo for always checking in. I tried to play football the other day. I was watching World Cup, so I tried to play football. But I know that, I've got too much gray hair to keep up with the younger ones. But me being out there, is mentoring a lot of younger guys. I play football with some rebels. And I heard guys saying, Desmond, you inspire us. Like, you inspire me, guys. I have a brother that picks me up to come play football, and he says to me, Des, the reason I'm coming is because you inspire me, guys, man. You really do inspire us. And it's not me. It's not me. It's God within me. And I tell him what he wants. It's not me, brother. It's just you. The Holy Spirit in me allows me to love people. And that's it. I just leave it there and keep it moving the next day. Or got somebody else that I deal with. So you have it in you. And I'm really got to get out of here now because it's late. And I'm thanking Cousin Iman for allowing me to use his space. Again, thank you all. We're here next week, Monday. We'll be having another conversation next week, Monday. And I want people to just think about who can I help? Don't come after Desmond because I already know you. I'm dead serious. If you know me, family, friends, neighbors, I don't care who you are, I already know you. I just simply know you because that means, my eyes are focused up. I'm not focused sideways. So you know me, I just ignore you. And it wouldn't bother me none. Because I know that God's got us all here for a purpose. And when you serve your purpose, as T said, I know what it's like being at my lowest. I know what it's like doing wrong. And there ain't nobody around that's lifting me up and telling me that you're a good person. This is not it. This is not what I was surrounded by. So I had to seek out mentorship. I had to seek out the elders. I had to seek people that's done wrong and go reason with them. Well, how you get over it? How you make it through? And then that's how I learned to help someone coming behind me. There's nobody that's getting out of this year without doing something in their lives that they're not proud of. Share your story, share your worth, because you are valuable. Much love to everybody again, and I'll see you next week, Monday, here, 8 o'clock. Thank you very much for watching. Show love to somebody, and we'll see you next week, Monday. Much love, everybody.